Yeah, how's everybody doing today? It's Jonathan here from Jon Ford Woodworks, and with all the talk about this here new Flex line of power tools, I, like a lot of you, was intrigued, so decided, hey, you know what? Why not grab one, see what you think, share it with y'all. So I figured real quick we would open this thing up, see what you get, play around with it a little bit, and I'll give you my initial impressions. Um, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm new at YouTube, so I appreciate you watching. I also appreciate any likes or subscriptions that y'all may be willing to send my way. And I really appreciate comments and people that will interact, because that's what I hope will happen, is that certain things that I do will spur discussions. I know when it comes to power tools and power tool brands, it can be a touchy subject. There's plenty of great videos of people comparing this drill to that drill and all that stuff, so I probably won't do that. Like I said, we'll open it up. Full disclosure, I don't know Flex. I'm not anybody. I just bought it. I have the Milwaukee and the DeWalt, basically equivalent of this drill. So I mean, I think I can give some good insights. I should also disclose I did actually open it yesterday and did some work with it, so I've kind of already played around with it for a few hours. So I'll give you my initial thoughts on it, and maybe we'll drill a hole or two just to see it in action. But if you want a tool test battle comparison video, this is not that. But if you're just intrigued and want somebody else's take on what they think of it initially, then stick around and, like I said, shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think. So anyway, the one that I got that we're gonna open up is their basic drill. Well, not their basic drill driver, because this is the one that has turbo mode. It's the 1/2 inch 2-speed drill driver with turbo. The model number, I believe, is FX1171T2B, I think. I don't know. It's the drill driver with turbo mode. Of course, they also have the same drill, but with hammer mode. This one just doesn't have the hammer mode feature. So anyway, let's open it and see what's in here, shall we? So this particular one comes in a hard case. I don't really keep my tools in cases. I'm not really a job site guy. Most of all the work I do is in my shop, but I mean, occasionally I do take my tools somewhere for various reasons. I don't usually put them back in these boxes. Usually these boxes just get tossed, or I stick them somewhere, but it does come in a case. So if you're into cases, there's a case. All right, so what all comes in the box? Instructions. We will read these line by line at the end of the video, so stick around for that. You get a handle, which is cool. Not a lot of not hammer drills come with that. 5 amp hour battery. A lot of the stuff you've probably seen, or if you haven't, that I've seen, is that this Flex stuff is heavy. This battery is definitely heavy, but it feels good. I mean, it feels like it's built well. Like, I mean, it doesn't feel like you're holding a flimsy piece of junk. I mean, it's heavy, but it feels solid and well built. Like I said, I already opened it up and messed with them yesterday, so I mean, even though it didn't come fully charged, I charged it. And like most of everything that I've watched on Flex Tools, I like those guys really dig how you can see the battery life on both sides and it's super bright. So you get a 5 amp hour battery in the box. You do get like a clip and a tool bit holder. Of course you get the drill, which comes with the 2.5 amp hour battery already attached. Again, lights on both sides, and I charged it already. When you first hold this thing, what you'll notice is it's definitely heavy. Compared to other drills that I've had, I mean, this thing is heavy. I mean, it doesn't really, I mean, to me, it feels good. Like, I kind of like the heft, but I could see where, you know, if you're spending 8 hours holding this thing, drilling holes or whatever it is you do, that it might get heavy. Like, I mean, that extra heft might wear you down a little bit, but I don't know if it's like so much heavier. I mean, I think I've seen where it's like a pound or so heavier than Milwaukee's Gen 3 hammer drill. Well, here that is. And I mean, I don't know, you know, it's heavier, but it's like, I don't know if it's deal breaker heavier. It's not that much bigger. It's definitely a little bigger. It's not really any wider or any longer, but it's definitely a little wider. But, you know, anyway, but you get the drill, 2 amp hour battery, 5 amp hour battery, 2.5 amp hour battery, excuse me, 5 amp hour battery. And then of course you get the charger, which is their fast charger. It's a big one, it's big. I think it's supposed to have lots of fans for added cooling. Some of the other things I've heard people say is that it runs loud. It does definitely have a fan sound to it. You know, it kind of makes me think of like a higher end PC with added fans. You know, you can hear it running, but I don't know why that would make anybody fuss, because like, I'm in a woodworking shop. Everything in here makes noise. Everything's noisy. So, you know, hey, if this thing runs a little loud because they've got added fans in there, not a deal breaker to me. But you do get a charge. It's supposed to be a fast charge. When I charged the batteries, it did charge them very fast. And then of course, again, a case. So charger, 5 amp hour battery, and the drill. Again, this one does not have hammer mode. It does have the turbo mode, which basically, I mean, I guess turbo mode is a fun way to call like speed 3 is what it seems like to me, because you know, up here you still have your standard 1 and 2 speeds. Clutch has 22. It has 22 settings, and then it also has drill. And then of course, if you were to go up from this, you would also have hammer mode. I guess that's probably more of a fair, you know, 5 amp hour battery, 5 amp hour battery. Here's like the Flex next to the Gen 3 Milwaukee. It's big. I mean, it's a big tool, no doubt. Like I said, I mean, I'm kind of tall, my hands are big, so it doesn't really bother me. But again, you know, there you go. Or like so. what else can I tell you about this guy? Spec wise, if you run it in not turbo mode, it has 550 to 2000 RPMs, and in turbo mode 700 to 2500. In playing around with this thing yesterday, I mean, there's definitely, although I think that like calling it turbo mode and there being like this button you push seems a little bit gimmicky to me, as opposed to just having 3 speeds, kind of like the DeWalt Power Detect does. It does work. I mean, when you turn on the turbo mode, you can definitely feel and hear the boost in power. That's definitely a thing. So I mean, it does work. I mean, there is like a benefit to it. Even though it's heavy and kind of big by comparison to others, it feels really well built. I mean, who knows where this tool brand's going to land in the spectrum of tool brands, but I will say this, I mean, it feels like a quality tool. Like the build quality, the overmolding, I mean, everything feels really good, really high quality. I like the way it fits in my hand. The light is fine. I think DeWalt has probably some of the best lights. They tried the 3 lights that they have on theirs is the best lights I've seen on a drill. But this works. I mean, it illuminates what you're trying to do if you're doing it in the dark. Like I said, it does come with a handle, which is cool. Yeah, and messing around with this a little bit last night, I've been in the process of making a planter box for my wife. So lots of like drilling and screwing. That sounded dirtier than it was supposed to be, but you know what I meant. Did everything I asked it to, did it really well, and now of course I wasn't at all pushing it. I mean, just drilling basic holes, countersinking, and putting the fasteners in. But where normally I would have multiple drills going, so I didn't have to keep switching bits, I used this one drill for all of those actions. And yeah, I mean, it does it all. Did it all really well. Where this tool line will ultimately end up going, I don't think any of us really know. But what I will say is that I like that, how can I put this? Anytime like a new tool comes out like this, like a new brand, and in theory they're pushing the envelope on technology, to me that's a good thing for all of us, because that's going to make everybody else have to sharpen their pencil. So the Milwaukees and the DeWalts and the Makitas and whichever one you like or think is the best, all of them are going to have to say like, whoa, Flex is doing some things that we should have probably been doing, but we didn't, and now we're going to have to. So, I mean, like I said, it's just, competition, especially for us, the end user, is good, because, if this company coming out, whether you want to get into a new line of tools and batteries and all that or not, just a company like this coming out with something that could potentially have better tech or be a better quality tool. I'm not saying that it is or it isn't. I don't think that there's been enough time for any of us to really know that. But there is some interesting stuff that they're doing. We'll have to see how all that plays out. And I do think it will definitely have some of your other tool makers, your Milwaukees and your DeWalts and the like, thinking like, hey, we've got to step up our game even more now because there is a potential new kid on the block that is making people pause. So anyway, even though, like I said, I've only had it for a day and only been able to get out and mess with it for a couple hours, my initial thoughts were that it's pretty cool drill. Lots of power, feels well built. Yeah, I mean, a day in, I can't say anything bad about it. I think, like I said, longevity is a big question, and that's something that only time will tell. Like I said, I'm not even going to go down the rabbit hole of comparison testing, but you know, just to give y'all an idea of how it works and how it sounds and so on and so forth, I will grab us something to drill a hole in or put a screw in or something. So, all right, so like I said, I'm not going to do any wild extensive testing or comparison to other tools. There's tons of cool stuff, cool videos out there. I'll even probably link some of the ones that I've enjoyed in the show notes. But what I thought I would do, because I think it's worth noting that, you know, the turbo mode that we were talking about is, you know, you can definitely see and hear the difference. So, you know, like right now, speed 2 drill mode with turbo. So, I mean, like I said, you can definitely, you know, there's definitely a benefit to the turbo if you need added power. And it drives screws. So, but hey, this is a drill driver. Can it make a hole? Even crazier, can it make a 1/32 hole? I know y'all are all, hey, before y'all click away, please like and subscribe, okay? Speed 2, drill mode. Boom. That's a 1/32 hole right there. Let's go turbo. Yeah. Like I said, you know, I think only time will tell what happens with this Flex line of tools. But again, I think that especially for us guys at the end of the spectrum, it's a good thing to have some extra competition out there. Somebody possibly pushing the envelope, you know, we'll see. We'll have to see about that too. But as far as my initial impressions of this drill, I like it. I like the build quality. I like the color, you know, like I like that it's black. I mean, I've never really been a fan of all the silly colors that tool manufacturers use. So I dig the black. Again, it seems like a quality drill, but we'll see what happens as time will tell. So again, like I said, this wasn't intended to be a test comparison video. This was really just me kind of unboxing and giving you my initial impressions, which are very cool, very promising. Like I'm stoked. I'm definitely intrigued to see what they continue to bring and how well they hold up over time. So yeah, that's what I got. Jonathan from Jon Ford Woodworks. please like, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm a new channel, so all the support is really helpful. To all y'all that have been watching and supporting from the beginning, thank y'all. And if you're new, please like and subscribe if you're so inclined. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, till next time, everybody have a great week. See y'all later. Bye.